Good morning, fourth grade. This is Math Lesson 30. So today's objective for Math Lesson 30 is you will be able to discover how to find the difference between three-digit numbers. So let's look at our first example. Our first example says find the difference between $365 minus $187. So whenever we hear the word difference, and I have it underlined here, fourth grade, because when we hear the word, whenever we're told in our homework problems or in our examples to find the difference, that means to find the answer in a subtraction problem. So as soon as I hear find the difference, that means I need to find an answer to a subtraction problem. So no matter when you hear find the difference, I should automatically think, boom, I need to find an answer to a subtraction problem. So let's do the first example together. So I'm going to go ahead. If you like solving it with your number sentence going horizontal, that's fine. Sometimes I like to go ahead and write it vertical too. So I'm going to rewrite it as $365 minus $187. Okay. So I go over to my ones place and I see I have a 5 and a 7. Well, I can't take 7 from 5, so I have to borrow from my 10. So I'm going to borrow, which this becomes a 5, and this becomes 15. So now I have 15. I'm taking 7 from 15, I get 8. Then I have 5 and 8. Well, I can't take 8 from 5, so again I have to borrow. This becomes 2, and then this becomes 15. So when I take 8 from 15, I get 7. And then I have, in my last column here in my hundreds, I'm taking 1 from 2, which gives me 1. So the difference of $365 minus $187, the difference is $178. So what's my difference? $178. Okay, let's look at our next example, example 2. It says before she spent $1.12, Olivia had $4.10. What amount of money does Olivia have now? Well, the first thing is we're told that she's going to spend $1.12. $1.12. And then it says Olivia had $4.10 to start. So we're going to find the difference. So again, difference means finding what's my answer in my subtraction problem. So $4.10, and I'm subtract $1.12. Again, when I'm looking at this, I go to my column and I see I have 2 and 0. First thing I'm going to do before I even do that, fourth grade, is make sure I bring down my decimal for my money. So now I have in my first column a 0 and 2. Well, I can't take 2 from 0, so I have to borrow. When I borrow, this becomes 10. So take 2 from 10, that gives me 8. Now over here I have 0, and again I cannot take 1 from 0, so I have to borrow again. This becomes 3, and this again becomes 10. So I take 1 from 10, and that gives me 9. Then I have, in my last column, I'm taking 1 from 3, which gives me 2. Then I bring down my dollar sign. So let me rewrite this so it's a little bit better. But the difference is going to be $2.98. So before Olivia spent $1.12 when she started off with $4.10. So now the difference of what she has now is $2.98. Again, this is our difference. Let's look at another example. Example 3. It says during a special 15% off sale at a sporting goods store, the price of a $9.49 baseball cap will be reduced by $1.42. What is a reasonable estimate of the sale price of the cap? Well, estimate, remember, it's another way of saying kind of rounding. So we're going to round our numbers. So we have a $9.49 baseball cap, and it's going to be reduced by $1.42. Well, to find this difference, we're going to go ahead and we're going to round $9.49 to $9.50. Seems that 49 cents is pretty close to 50 cents. So now I have $1.42, and I'm going to kind of estimate. It doesn't say what to round it to or estimate it to, so I'm going to go where I feel I can kind of give an easier way of estimating it, which I'm going to round or estimate $1.42 to about $1.50. So again, I'm going to find the difference now of this cap. So I estimated $9.49 to $9.50, and I took $1.42 and estimated it to about $1.50. Now I'm going to find the difference. Remember, difference is always my answer for a subtraction problem. And when I do that, I subtract. I had my first column here, I have 0, so I'm subtracting 0 from 0, well that's going to be 0. And I'm subtracting 5 from 5, well that's going to be 0. Should bring my decimal down. And then I'm taking 1 from 9, which gives me 8. Bring down my dollar sign. So we can use a compatible numbers to estimate. So we did that with $9.49 and $1.42. So the regular price of the cap is close to $9.50, and the price is reduced by about $1.50. So when we subtract $1.50 from $9.50, we find that a reasonable estimate of the sales price is about $8. Okay, let's look at some examples from our lesson practice just to reinforce for our objective for today, which again, your objective for today was for you to be able to discover how to find the difference between 3-digit numbers. So let's do that. Let's look at some 3-digit numbers and let's subtract, to find our difference. So let's look at letter A. So we have $365, and we're subtracting from $365 $287. Well, first thing is I'm going into my ones column. I see I have a 7 and a 5. Well, I can't take 7 from 5, so I'm going to go ahead and borrow. This is going to become a 5. This is 15 now because we're taking 110 out of the tens column. So I'm subtracting 7 from 15, which gives me 8. Then I look in my tens column, I have a 5 and an 8. Well, I can't take 8 from 5, so again I have to borrow from my hundreds column. This becomes a 2. Now I have 15 again, so I'm taking 8 from 15, which gives me 7. And when I subtract 2 from 2, I get 0. I'm not going to write a 0 there, but I am going to bring down my dollar sign. So I get $78. Okay, let's look at letter B. I have $4.30, and I'm subtracting from $4.30 $1.18. So I go over to my first column of my numbers. I have 8 and 0. Well, I can't subtract 8 from 0, so again I have to borrow. When I borrow, this becomes 10. So over here is going to be 2. When I subtract 8 from 10, I get 2. Then I go ahead in my next column. I have 2 and 1, so I'm subtracting 1 from 2, which gives me 1. And then I go to my last column. I have 4 and 1. Well, I'm taking 1 from 4, which gives me 3. So the difference of $4.30 minus $1.18 is $3.12. Let's look at this other example here. I'm taking 98 from 157. I'm going to rewrite this vertically. So I have 157 and I'm subtracting 98. Well, in my ones column I have 7 and 8. Well, I'm going to borrow. When I borrow from my tens column or place value, I have 4 and I have 17. And then I'm going to go ahead and subtract 8 from 17, which gives me 9. And then in my tens column, I have 4 and 9. Well, I can't take 9 4, so I have to borrow from my hundreds place value. So this becomes 14. So when I take 9 from 14, that gives me 5. And then I have nothing left in my hundreds column. So, and we can always check this sometimes. And I'm in fourth grade, we really need to get better at checking our work, not just being comfortable with this, even though that possibly is our answer. Let's go back and check. Does 98 plus 59 does it equal 157? Well, let's check. 8 plus 9 is 17. 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 5 is 15. So 59 is the difference of 157 minus 98. Let's look at one last one. Let's look at letter G here in your lesson practice. It says, Lorraine entered the store with $8.24 and bought a gallon of milk for $2.27. What is a reasonable estimate of how much Lorraine has now explained? Well, again, estimating is another way of rounding. It doesn't tell us what to estimate to or round to, but we're going to do the best we can and explain. So, first of all, I have $8.24 and I have $2.27. Well, I'm going to go ahead and estimate $8.24 to $8.30. And then I'm also going to estimate $2.27 to $2.30. And I'm going to find the difference of that. So I want to know, because it's asking me how much money does Lorraine has now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract. For my first column, which I get is 0 minus 0 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. I'm taking 2 from 8, which 8 minus 2 is 6. So a reasonable estimate would be about $6. So we went ahead and rounded $8.24 to $8.30, and we took $2.27 and rounded that to $2.30. And the difference between $8.30 minus $2.30, the difference is $6. So our objective again today, fourth grade, for lesson 30 was for you to be able to discover how to find the difference between 3-digit numbers. And we did that. We'll do one more to show that. And remember, difference is the answer in a subtraction problem. So we did that today. So let's close with one more example to reinforce our objective for today. So let's find the difference between 102 minus 97 equals. So let's find the difference of 102 minus 97. Oh, I'm sorry, let's not do that because we were told fourth grade to do a 3-digit. Oops, Mr. Vrabel. Let's do a different one. Let's try doing 102 minus 101 equals. So again, remember we're doing 3-digit numbers. So I have 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here. And to find the difference means to find the answer to subtraction. So when I do 102 minus 101, I get 1 minus 2 in my ones, I get 1. 0 minus 0 equals 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So the answer is 1. So the difference of 102 minus 101, the difference equals 1.